So, welcome back. Back in the garden. It is a few hours later. You've taken your time to kind of look around. You've been able to spot a bird lady that's kind of on her own at the bench. There's a caretaker that's in the process of kind of cleaning up some vines from one of the lamps, one of the lights. And then there's a street vendor, a vendor of nuts that is at the edge of the park, trying to sell his wares.
That's a lot of nuts.
It is a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
I love that movie. Kung Pao? Anyone? No? Well, screw you all then.
Bye, Chris.
I think, yeah, Chris may have had some technical issues.
No
Because
worries.
he's still in roll 20.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because his internet probably crashed on him. He'll be back in a second.
no worries. So what do you want to do, Mr.
Discord
Mike?
broke.
Alright, I should be back.
Welcome back.
Well, basically I had let Wendy know that I wanted to just kind of walk through the park a little ways and get to spend some just quality time, and then before her evening shift at the mart. And so as she needed to get back that way, give her a hug and a quick peck on the cheek, and off she goes. And I'll go over and sit down next to the bird lady after.
Wendy, definitely thanks you for a great day. Kind of reminds you to stop by the shop later for your dinner, and heads on her way. Kind of gets one of the cabs in the area and heads on. As you approach the lady, she kind of looks up to you. Her eyes are kind of piercing. They're kind of a light gray. The yellow of her eyes are very pale, kind of like a lake in moonlight. She kind of moves over and welcomes you to sit down. It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
It is. And I'll sit next to her.
Indeed. She just kind of throws a few handfuls of crumbs kind of out there, and a crow kind of flies and lands on her right shoulder. She reaches up, kind of gives him a few pieces of bread and all that, kind of crows in her ear, and then flies away.
Quack!
That's an odd crow.
Crows are odd. I mean, it's the city, man. You don't know what it actually is.
Yeah, as you sit by her, you notice again as everyone walks by, she kind of looks up to them and just watches them with a smile on her face, kind of passed by. And once their head is kind of, she can't see their face anymore, she'll just look down again, throw out a bit more crumbs. Every once in a while she'll kind of whisper to some of the birds around, very kind of grandmotherly to her grandchildren kind of conversation. What would you like to do?
As soon as there's a good distance between us and any other people in the area, I'll say Jameson told me to come here. Without looking over at her, just kind of looking around.
She looks back to you and smiles. Mike, no, Jameson told you to come here. You came here on your own.
He's dumbfounded.
A little bit. I'll just keep looking around silently.
Well, you know you're in the right place, but will you ask the right questions?
All right. I'll be very forthcoming. I'm looking for the Bexley's kid.
Poor Hans. Such an unfortunate boy he is.
And why is that?
Oh.
Was he not able to come up with the funds?
Stupid choices. Many stupid choices. Unfortunate friends. Unfortunate circumstances.
Since you seem to know more than you let on, who do I work for?
She waits a moment, breathes deep. You sure like to play in the garbage, don't you? It seems you've bathed recently, though. You certainly don't have the scent about you.
Take a deep breath.
Don't take too deep. I pass out.
You don't know who I work for, then?
I can't say I know the name of your employer. We've seen you around.
Well, I was very forthcoming with why I am here. So, since I am here to find the Bexley's kid, sorry. Is there anything that you can offer me?
Now, why would I want to offer you anything? I said what was needed to be said. You know you're in the right place. Will you ask the right questions? It seems you do not know what those right questions are, so perhaps I might ask you one. Do you know the truth about her? That girl that you were with today.
That is of no consequence. My employer, who you clearly do not know, so they are clearly above your level, is demanding that I look into the Bexley's kid. So you will either offer me the information I need, or things will go poorly.
Gonna beat up an old lady.
I ain't gonna beat up no old lady.
I've done worse things.
You've
for less
noticed
pay.
that as you're
You-
talking, the tree branches around you are starting to fill with birds. It started with just just a couple up above, but now as you look up, it's like 5, 10, a few crows, a few seagulls have joined in.
Quack.
They all seem to look down, and as she watches someone pass in the crowd, all of their heads seem to move and watch them as well. Every once in a while, one will fly up and begin to fly over someone before flying away and disappearing up into the sky. Then ask the right questions, dear. All you wish to see is here before you. All you wish to know is not that far away.
Where's Hans?
Silly, stupid boy. I cannot tell you where he is now. I have not seen him for quite some time. I can tell you where he has been. But again, I must ask you, do you know all there is to know about that young girl you were with?
No, but in time I will find out what I need to know. And
Oh, you will indeed, dear. You will indeed.
but seems how your friends here seem to help you attain information, you know where to find me. And when you see Hans, let me know, and I will get up from the bench and start walking through the park.
Okay. As you get up, you notice a few of the crows kind of follow you, kind of landing on branches nearby, landing on, the street lamps and the walls and all of that nearby, and just crowing, seeming to watch you as you wander through. Where do you head to next?
After walking through probably about a quarter of the park, I'm going to start to circle back around in her direction.
Okay.
But not in a direct manner.
Okay.
The paths are quite windy.
Oh, they are. The crisscrossing, there's quite a few of them. As you do, the birds again continue to fly. There's two of them at this point that will just occasionally they'll fly to the branch of a tree or whatever area they can watch you from. As soon as you're kind of out of their view, they'll fly again. They continue to kind of follow you around the park. So as you cross through, are you looking to find the caretaker or the street vendor? Or are you just trying to... I guess, what is your purpose as you're wandering about?
I'll probably kind of circle back their way first to see what they're up to. If they're still in their same spot.
So the caretaker's kind of gotten most of the vines cut down. He's in the process of just kind of unwinding it around, kind of crumpling it up and putting it to the side. You see him reach down and pull a few weeds out that are kind of around the lamp. The street vendor has a few people kind of come and go, and yeah, they both seem to be just busy doing their jobs.
That seems odd for the caretaker. That should not have taken him that long.
It was a pretty long vine. It doesn't seem like he is wasting time. It seems like he is just working to clear that area.
Let's see if I can assist him.
Okay. Yeah, you come over, you see he's trying to get, the rest of the vines in the wheelbarrow, so you pick up the edge of it, kind of toss it in, looks up, oh, mighty kind of you, stranger. Thank you.
Basically, I'm wanting to kind of strike up a conversation with him to find out what his rank is in the in his job at this location.
Okay. Have the conversation. Looking at his clothing, he's just wearing basic overalls and all that. It doesn't seem like he has a specific ranking or anything. Seems to be a caretaker. Unless you want to investigate the fella, in which case let's roll investigate
No.
and you can ask some questions.
I'll kind of strike up a conversation. So, are you the main caretaker for this particular area?
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm the main one. I'm one of three. I cover kind of the entrance area, down by the canal and out around the main bridge right there. A few others kind of deal with the flowers. I mostly just clean up the things, the weeds, these twisty vines that get around everything. Make sure to clean up the waste as I go about my day.
Okay. I have kind of an odd request for you. I'd like to plant a few orchids in that particular area for a bit of a surprise for someone. In exchange, I would be willing to kind of help you out with your vine problem here tonight.
Oh, you know what? I've got no problem. Orchids, you say? Those are quite difficult to keep living. Are you good with these kinds of flowers?
I have become quite.
Yeah, to be honest, a pretty new flower. I have no problem with that. And hey, there's quite a few more vines around, so a bit of extra work. Yeah, hey, that's fine with me. Here, in fact, he pulls a spade out from kind of his belt and hands it. Here, should help you get it done. I'll be right over there. He kind of points towards the bridge, and you can see that there's kind of the crisscross ivy that's growing up kind of over the rails of it. That's the next task for the day. I'm hoping to get that place cleared off before it gets too late in the day.
Okay. Just make sure and mention that if a big guy is planting flowers to the other caretakers to not disturb him.
Don't worry, friend. You're in my zone. Nobody will bother you here.
Very good.
He,
I'll go ahead.
He takes a wheelbarrow, starts kind of heading towards the bridge.
I'll quickly care for this nice little plant, cutting it back to where it needs to be.
Okay. So it takes you probably about half an hour to get it planted and situated. So it's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. You can see he's really struggling getting a lot of this ivy out. It's really stuck itself into the cracks of like the brick and the stonework on the bridge.
Yeah, he's not wanting to damage that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look up around the trees and see how many birds are around.
There, you notice there's still the two.
Just the two.
Just the two. There, I mean, as close to you, probably in the park, there's probably a good 15 or so birds around. There's still a decent group kind of around the lady on the bench.
I'll give each one of them that are in the close vicinity a nice little smile and walk over and start to help him with the bridge ivy.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of comes over there and points out a bit of the specific things to do. What's your name, friend? You seem to be pretty good with these plants. Are you a gardener or?
No, I'm actually the garbage collector for the slums. But if you hadn't heard or noticed, there's been a nice little park sprout up in that particular area.
You know, I haven't been in that part of the city for a while. I pretty much stick around here. I have a nice little apartment right here in downtown, not too far away. It gives me, I don't have to worry about walking too far to work. It's pretty nice, but I don't really travel much. I have to work every day. These plants are always growing, getting into places they shouldn't be. Kind of like knocks the bridge a little bit.
I'll briefly give him directions to the park that I've created and give him a good, kind of nudge to, you should go visit it sometime and see how the kids of the area are benefiting from such a nice thing.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of chuckles. All right, friend. All right. So what brings you to Broadview this day? Just here for the good scenery? It's a beautiful day. No rain. I heard there might be rain later in the week, but we're pretty lucky to have a beautiful day like today.
It's a nice weekend. It worked out quite nicely for me and a lady friend. She's much better scenery than the plants, but that's a different kind of scenery.
Indeed.
And I'll quickly dispatch of the pruning of the ivory.
Mm-hmm. He kind of looks at your work and, careful, don't let anyone see you. You might put me out of a job.
Oh no, I'm not putting you out of a job. I'm merely earning my ability to plant some orchids in the area.
Of course. Oh, I appreciate that.
Well, I don't want anybody to stop me from a nice little surprise for my lady friend.
Oh yes, I bet she'll appreciate that. I'll make sure to keep an eye, make sure there's no weeds or anything growing around them. Keep it nice and clean for her.
I would very much appreciate that you help me kind of take care of them, because I won't always be able to get back. If you don't see me around, make sure and take care of them for me.
Of course. I'll definitely do that. You've done so much for me. I don't know. Do you need directions around here or anything? Or, I think I'm pretty much done for the day, to be honest. I was expecting to have to work on this ivy for the next couple hours, but I might actually go home and take myself a nice, bath and maybe have a good drink or read a book,
That sounds like a good plan. Enjoy your time off.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you again for your help. He kind of takes the wheelbarrow and starts making his way kind of up the path and towards the entrance to exit and head home.
Is there still just the two birds in the area?
Indeed, they haven't left you yet.
I will exit the park.
Okay. I'm going to have you face danger. And the only reason is as you try to leave, these birds are going to try to permanently follow you. So you would have a status of watched 2.
Okay. How keen are these birds to energy? Don't worry about it, it's fine.
These birds, as far as what exactly?
Well, okay, so I'll just kind of describe my thoughts here. So, I'm wanting to have a astral, physical kind of thing happen here.
Okay.
Where one entity is gonna go in one direction and the other is going to go in the other direction.
Okay.
And see if I can kind of dupe them out.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that would work. They seem to be just common crows, so a bit of confusion.
I'm thinking a little bit of that between the astral part taken off, kind of into the sky, to see if they can kind of like sense that and that'll get their attention, because that one taken off in flight is going to be, wait, whoa, what
Mm-hmm.
type of a thing? And then kind of slowing down and taking a nice physical path out.
Okay.
Okay, and you said face danger?
Yeah. So this will be against a watched 2 status.
Yes.
Awesome.
I have hit every roll.
So yeah, as you exit the park, your form kind of splits for a moment, and you see both of the birds kind of panic and beginning searching the crowd. They aren't really sure which way to go, and eventually just kind of give up and fly back into the park.
Perfect. And I kind of stroll on my way.
Okay.
Because the guys never showed up, so
It's true. There doesn't seem to have been any of the guys here. So let's, as you exit the gardens, we'll head back into the alleyway. So, Mr. William, you kind of have a guy standing there telling you that he's not going to answer your question. It sounded like you were going to punch him in the face.
Stomach.
So I am going to have you go toe to toe, as he is going to try to protect himself.
Too bad for him, because
The status, though, is going to be a convinced status. Basically, if you fail this, you're going to hit him, and his reaction is going to begin to convince you that maybe there is nothing he can do for you. So that would be
I've already got my tag selected.
awesome. And again, we're gonna say aggressive behavior, because there is a possibility. Oof. Or thirst for blood.
I mean, either way, I was gonna eat him, so it
Either
doesn't
way,
matter.
gonna eat him in the middle of the afternoon.
I don't care.
All right. Yeah. So I would say aggressive behavior again for
Let's go toe to toe.
go toe to toe. Indeed.
Take this, you bully.
Ooh. All right. So.
Selling drugs. I should have used the kids as a tag. I was gonna use the kids.
And let's see. Again, I'm not sure why it's taken your power down. That's dumb.
Because that's how it's supposed to do.
No, it isn't. Your power is supposed to always be your power. Like, it's just the
Yeah,
roll
but
that should be adjusted.
It's an anti-power, so it takes down a power. If
Not
it was
by
a,
game
if
rules.
it was a
So
if it was
by
a tag, it would take it off.
because power is basically the inventory you're getting, you always get that based off of the power tags you're using. The weakness tags only affect the actual roll, so the result. It doesn't affect how many power tags you have. So you actually still have 3 power tags.
Might have to
Do you want? I mean, we
let
could
the
start
person
doing
that
it.
did the roll 20 know.
I'll just
We
have
can
to
do
keep
it.
an eye on that, and just when we do
Yeah.
this, I'll let you know how many power you have to use. So you have 3
Okay.
power.
Okay. There it is. So,
So-
I'm going to achieve my goal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get some answers out of them. So I'm gonna. I don't have to block, dodge, or counter anything because they're not giving me nothing.
Flick the status.
But apparently, they get a status on me.
No, you'll put a status on him.
If you had missed the roll, he would have you would have gotten a status. For this one, he's not trying to attack you back. He's basically trying to convince you that he's either not going to tell you anything or doesn't have anything to tell you anything. So you
Well,
could definitely give him a status of 3.
I'm
of,
gonna
like-
give him a status of 3 of convinced that
Okay.
I'm scary.
Yep. Better talk.
Yeah.
So you punch him in the gut, and like he drops his jacket and stumbles back. Kind
I
of just
need
looks
answers
up at
now.
you.
Come on, I don't like violence, but it does get results. Now I need to know about the boy.
What boy are you talking about?
Dominic. Or Hans, either one.
I don't know.
Answers are still
I
answers.
don't know who Hans is. I don't know. Yes, Dominic, fine, I know him. I might do a little work for him every once in a while. He just pays me, but that's it. All I do is point him out. That's it. I don't do any of the shady stuff he does. I don't deal with anything. All I do is point him out.
Well, then you send me to Dominic.
We're in the middle of an alley. He's not here. He won't be here.
Well, then you tell me where he'll be. How hard is it for you to learn?
You just missed him then. He was at the fucking coffee shop.
The boy with the bag.
Indeed.
All right. And then I'll walk away.
Like coughs. As you walk away, you hear like footsteps on the other side, and you turn around. You see a constable's kind of walking down the alley. He sees Jameson kind of hunched over, and Jameson looks over. He just raises up a hand. It's fine. I stumbled, I tripped. I'm good. Constable kind of nods and turns around and walks away.
That's not how you spell Dominic, but you know, whatever.
So as you exit, it's still kind of late afternoon. A lot of the people kind of cleared out of the front of the coffee shop, made their way kind of towards, again, the main park, or are starting to head home. You do notice that the inspector has kind of made his way beginning to patrol again. You see him kind of walking off in the distance around the garden, again scanning the crowd.
So, since Levi's gone on to do his own stuff at this point, I think I will just... I won't go home, but I'll go to the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go... I will fill, our scribe in with the details. And I'll give as much detail about Dominic as I remember.
Okay.
And then after that, I will head home. And enjoy a night with my wife.
Awesome. Sounds good. So yeah, I think we'll leave it here then for today. And so yeah, basically when we come back, we will meet again at the pit, see what there is to see there. Again, for the Geek Out during credits, feel free, if you feel like you've either got more help or hurt from someone, feel free to add an extra point in there. If not, don't worry about it. And I don't think we used any crew power tags, so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I think with that being said, we've definitely witnessed a few things. We've been able to move a bit further. At least we know who Dominic is now. We have this strange bird lady in the park, and there didn't appear to be any of the drug dealers there, but
Quack.
who knows what else might be hiding in that garden.
So I figured that was Dominic, but I had to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if he hadn't have told me anything, I just would have, gotten a bit hungry. So, wrecking ball online.
He was, before he left, was planning on stopping you from eating.
Yeah, I don't care.
So it's a good thing you hit your roll.
All right,
He
awesome.
wouldn't have been around to stop you.
So, whatever. It's okay. We got it sorted. I sorted him out.
Yeah. Again, you have a direction to go now. That's the whole point, is as long as every session we can get the next clue that leads to the next potential answer, where we're moving in the right place. Unfortunately, not all the right questions were asked, but we'll get there. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the recording here. Thank you, Spoon, Phazon, and Chris for all playing today. When we come back, we will continue the story of the lost Hans Bexley and his opium addiction and his troublemaking attitude. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.